Hey there. What if you could use your dreams to help you make decisions? Or what if you can learn how to use your dreams, like consciously use your dreams, to get guidance as to what's going on in your body? Maybe you have some health issues you want to address, or you sense there's some issues you need to address. A dream could help you kind of see what's really going on there. Wouldn't that be of interest to you? Or how about connecting with your spirit guides, which, if that's a new notion to you, I can assure you of spirit guides has been proven by research into consciousness to exist, and they typically exist at a higher level of consciousness in our own human bodies. That's today's topic. We're going to talk about dreaming, but I've had a lucid dream once, which was a phenomenal experience. And we're going to talk about, I want to introduce you to a dream expert. His name is Robert Moss. We're going to talk a little bit more about him. I want to discuss levels of consciousness as to the level of truth that can be held in a particular type of dream. And then we're going to introduce you to this dream workshop that you can take. It's always available, so you can take it at your leisure that Robert Moss gives. So I want to introduce you to the event or the workshop, Robert Moss, and have a little conversation around the level of consciousness of dreaming, and what you can access into those realms. But before I do, my name is Liz Garcia. I'm your happy host here at High Vibe Tribe Radio on the podcast and highvibetribetv.com on our YouTube channel. I'm on a mission to help you raise your level of consciousness on a wide variety of topics related to mind, body, spirit, health, transformation, personal development, spiritual growth, consciousness, you name it. Everything in this kind of field of awareness. And I support this intention by consciously curating and creating content that's calibrated as to its level of consciousness to be above 200 on the map of consciousness, things that are indicators of higher consciousness, because you don't want to consume any type of content that's of lower consciousness, because when you do, it's going to take you down a rabbit hole of kind of negatively oriented experiences, because it holds no truth, essentially. So if you're new to this, the topic of discussion of consciousness, I'm a teacher of consciousness, and I put levels of consciousness into context so that you can come into the understanding of where true power and of where the energy fields to change really exist. You can't change any type of problem in your life if you don't go to higher consciousness to do it. Albert Einstein famously said, a problem cannot be solved from a level of consciousness that created it. So you either have to, be the eagle, have the eagle's eye view in your life to see what's going on in your life and be of higher consciousness to try to resolve it, or to get some teacher of higher consciousness on a particular topic to help you resolve it, which is what we do here at the Mind, Body, Spirit Network. So today we're going to talk about dreaming. And I want to introduce you to this free online workshop that's produced by the Shift Network, I'm an affiliate partner of the Shift Network. And I like to share their content because I have had it calibrated that their company as a whole calibrates at a high level of consciousness in the 300s. They have integrity. They care about raising your level of consciousness and helping you to improve your own life and take steps that you need to do that on a wide variety of topics. And I did a little research on my business to see what type of courses are selling and what people have an interest in. And this particular DreamWorks course is like one of the best selling ones that I have coming out of the Mind Body Spirit Network. So I thought it's time to share it and talk about consciousness, the consciousness of it. So first of all, I want to talk about the only calibration I could get about dreaming was the topic of lucid dreaming, which calibrates at 225 on the map of consciousness, which suggests that, which holds truth. So lucid dreaming has power and truth within the lucid dream. That's what you're being shown or experienced. It's powerful and truthful, which is just something good to know. You know, some people could think that lucid dreaming is like scary or woo-woo or whatever, and in fact, it is not. And I've only had one lucid dream in my life, and it was freaking phenomenal. I haven't gone back to take a course in lucid dreaming, but the one that I did had came while I was taking a course from somebody else who introduced me to lucid dreaming, and that night I had a lucid dream, and I can tell you you're not in Kansas anymore when you have a dream like that. So I want to introduce this workshop to you by Robert Moss, which is called The Power of Active Dreaming, How to Use Your Dreamtime for Healing and Transformation. And before we talk about the workshop, I want to say a little bit about, who is this guy? So I want you to meet the dream expert who can change your life. It's likely not an overstatement based on his years of experience and how much, of a renowned teacher he has become. So Robert Moss is the creator of Active Dreaming, an original synthesis of modern dream work and shamanism. Born in Australia, he survived 3 near-death experiences in childhood, which provided him with early access to other realms. Now, I do want to share with you that a near-death experience calibrates at a very high level of consciousness. So to have had it means that you've entered into this other dimension of reality that holds high spiritual truths, and they typically calibrate, I think, in the 500s on the map of consciousness. So back to Robert. He leads popular seminars all over the world, including a 3-year training for teachers of active dreaming. A former lecturer, I don't know why my light keeps going out. Robert Moss leads popular seminars all over the world, including a 3-year training for teachers of active dreaming. A former lecturer in ancient history at the Australian National University, he's a best-selling novelist, poet, journalist, and independent scholar. And for some reason, my light keeps going out. I'm going to go with it. His 9 books on dreaming, shamanism, and imagination include Conscious Dreaming, The Secret History of Dreaming, and Dreaming the Soul Back Home. His latest book, The Boy Who Died and Came Back, is a personal narrative of his adventures in multidimensional reality since an Australian doctor told his parents when he was 3, "Your boy died and came back." So that's a little bit about Robert Moss. And I did try to get an interview with him, but he was so busy he just couldn't find the time to do it. So I did give it a whirl. You can find other experts in our podcast and video cast, but this one was one I could not get. So I want to share the description of this workshop that you can take. It's free, and it typically leads to a 7 or 8 week online course through the Shift Network. And again, if you watch this workshop and you decide to take the course with Robert, the Mind Body Spirit Network will receive a commission for sending you to this event. And this is how we support what we do here at the Mind Body Spirit Network. But we want to share with you things that actually can help shift you in one way or another and move you into a higher level of consciousness on the topic of dreaming or gaining spiritual guidance in a different way. So any type of aspire to get the truth and make better decisions from the spirit realm is really an interest in higher consciousness, higher guidance, and better understanding of your life and your situations. So this event is learning how to use your dream time for healing and transformation. So most of us think of dreams as barely remembered passive nocturnal entertainment. I know that's been true for me until, the last 10 years or more, since I had, what I describe in many of my podcasts as a quantum spiritual awakening. I do recognize now when I'm getting messages in dreams, and they're pretty clear. When they're clear, they're clear. Other times they're not clear at all. They're just kind of nocturnal entertainment, as he puts it. But I do find, if I pose the question before I go to sleep, I can usually get answers to what I'm seeking. Even if you just contemplate something a lot, if you pay close attention, the answer can come in through a dream. But this is going to help you really have structure around how to do it and not just have it be a wing and a prayer. So, around the world, shamans have pioneered a more powerful, valuable, and fascinating way to approach dreaming, seeing it as a time for transformation, healing, and getting guidance from higher levels of reality. Now, I wanted to share a calibration on shamanism as well, because there could be a misperception about what shamans are and whether they hold truth. Are they of a higher level of consciousness? Is it something you can trust? And according to consciousnesscalibrations.com, which is where I get many of my current calibrations, shamanism calibrates above 200. And that's all that really needs to be understood. It doesn't matter where on the map it is, because every level serves its own purpose and function. Some things just don't need the amount of energy that's in a high level of consciousness, as an example. A simple level of consciousness of kindness and consideration is sufficient to be kind and considerate. You don't have to be the Jesus Christ level at 1,000 on the map to be kind and considerate, which is like in the 200s. So this is how I want to help inspire you to raise your level of consciousness on a wide variety of things and put things into context. What does that mean? Bottom line, you want to expose yourself in regards to wanting to change anything in your life to things above 200. And this workshop will likely do that. So dreams are literally the time in which, hold on. Oh yeah, okay. Let me get back to the event here. Dreams are literally the time in which our souls speak to us and we can access a multi-dimensional reality. These ancient practices have increasingly been validated by modern science, which has recognized the ability for us to gain full lucidity and self-awareness in the dream time, opening the possibility for new adventures in consciousness. And I gotta tell you, that lucid dream, holy crow, it was kind of like orgasmic without sounding crude in nature. It's spiritual. It's like a spiritual orgasm to have a lucid dream. Really awesome. So Robert Moss, best-selling author of Dreaming the Soul Back Home, plus 13 other books on the transformative power of dreams, has created a free virtual workshop called The Power of Active Dreaming, How to Use Your Dream Time for Healing and Transformation. Now, you can register for this workshop at any time below the video or the podcast, and it's free. And this is always, it's called an evergreen course or webinar, because you don't have to wait for a live event. It's already passed, and this is the recording of it. And you can choose your date and time to watch it at your own convenience, which is really helpful. So Robert is a brilliant and fascinating teacher on this subject, opening up a real paradigm shift in how you view your dreams, your soul, and even the way you view waking reality. So during this virtual workshop, you're going to learn how you can use active dreaming to perceive your future more accurately and receive valuable guidance for decision making. I don't know about you, but I could definitely use a dose of this. You're also going to learn how you can open up your dreams for a direct communication with guides, giving you access to deeper spiritual awareness. Now, again, I think I just mentioned this. The existence of spirit guides and guardian angels calibrate as true according to consciousness research. They exist. And typically they are of a higher level of consciousness than you are. That's the point. They have to be of a higher level of consciousness to be a guide of integrity. And guides begin, their level of consciousness of a spirit guide starts at 450 on the map, which is huge, and go up from there depending on, who you are in consciousness. So that's interesting to know that whether you like it or not, you've got spirit guides and guardian angels and loved ones that have passed that are likely your guardian angels as well. So you're also going to learn how you can re-enter dreamscapes and continue the journey to gain access to wisdom and healing. I've always wondered about this because you'll be in the middle of a dream and you're getting some really good information, and then you wake up like, oh crap. And you forget what the good info was, and you're like, shoot, I need to go back and try to do something about that. So I know this is a similar type of practice to shamanic journeying, which I share in the Mind Body Spirit Network as well. For some reason, I have an affinity for people that are attracted to shamanism in the Mind Body Spirit Network and this shamanic journey, which I discuss with two shamanic teachers, Sandra Ingerman and Jane Burns. They're both teach the shamanic journey, which I would think that both of these practices could work together for sure, because you're entering different realities in shamanic journeying as well, but you're awake during that. So you're also going to learn a shamanic perspective on how you can use dreams as a form of medicine to illuminate what's going on in your body or your life. I mean, that would be super helpful, more helpful than going to a psychic as opposed to a medical intuitive. A medical intuitive is likely to be able to see, like Carolyn Myss did, she's a pioneer and all that, what's going on in the body, as opposed to a psychic. They're a different type of energy read. But I think you intentionally going into a dream with help and healing the body is probably the highest level of consciousness you could choose to help yourself, because you have the power within you to help yourself and heal yourself. You just need a little bit of guidance from higher consciousness to put you on the right path. So I'm going to encourage you to register for this mind-expanding workshop so you can open to exciting new possibilities for growth in your life and meaningful insights. And more than anything, Robert Moss can help you open your understanding of how to engage dreaming as an authentic and relevant spiritual practice, a practice that can connect you with the fascinating and multidimensional truth of who you are. So, again, you can register for this free workshop in a link below. And I hope you found this helpful. Not everyone can read, spend time reading emails and blog posts and all this type of thing. So I thought, this would be a good idea just to read it to you, so that if you're driving in your car, you want to keep up with current events that are coming through the Mind Body Spirit Network that we've consciously curated for you, to make sure that you're actually going to feel a shift by engaging with some of these practitioners. I hope you find this helpful. So again, my name is Liz Garcia. I'm founder of the mindbodyspiritnetwork.com, and I'm here to help you raise your level of consciousness on a wide variety of topics and be the change you want to see in the world. If you like what's going on here, subscribe to our podcast at highvibetriberadio.com or our YouTube channel at highvibetribetv.com. And please join me in my mission to raise the level of consciousness of the world, and share this if you find it helpful and enlightening, and share reviews. Share reviews about the podcast for sure, because, more, if we get some good reviews, we get other people interested in joining the mission of shifting the level of consciousness of planet Earth. You'll be hearing from me again very soon. Thank you.